All right, Cap, I kind of had to laugh when this came out, but it makes sense to me that, the best use of your time right now is to take a break, especially if you've been working really hard. But what was really interesting is when I actually read Use Your Time Well and what it started talking about. So use your time well, make every moment count, but then take a nap. Now, use your time well. It says someone could be wasting your time by asking questions they have no interest in answering. People not listening or repeatedly asking for your assistance, but not heeding advice. Someone wishes to take up a great deal of your time in order to feel more important, listened to, and cared about. And it says set your boundaries. So I was like, damn, man. So make every moment count. This would be saying that, you need to not waste time on people who are not willing to spend time on you. Okay. But with time for a nap, it's definitely saying that there's a need for you to take a break. It says that nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overall busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let your dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. You may be having to deal with somebody who is trying to waste your time. And this is saying that you're going to have to take a step back. You need a minute to rest. And not engaging and detachment, that sticks out to me the most here. All right, Cap, here's your overall. The Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. So with this being the overall, for a lot of you, again, right, like being really focused on something, paying attention to details, working your ass off, putting in a lot of effort. Now, if we're talking about work with the Eight of Pentacles, usually I look at this and feel like, this is generally somebody who is happy with what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Now, it could be that some of you are going to have to put in a lot of effort into a situation, or you're going to have to direct your attention somewhere else. It just depends here, but we'll see. Now, in the past, you have the past. Now, with the Six of Cups, we're talking about, looking back at the past. And for some of you, what I worry about here is a lot of times this indicates that there is something from the past that you may still be stuck with. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. If you're talking about good memories and going back and looking at how things used to be, this could be about you needing to put some attention into creating that now. But for some of you, it's, looking at how things used to be and not being able to move on, right? Like maybe that's where the attention needs to go. But we'll see here. But there's definitely, a past issue that you're going to have to deal with the Six of Cups. That, or, some of you are still stuck with the past. Yeah, speaking of Sag, in the present moment, Temperance. So for a lot of you, you're trying to find balance after dealing with a past situation, but my problem is I'm looking at the images here. And I'm looking at you and you're over here and you're like, I've got all these other things that I have to do. But what is it that you're neglecting from the past? Or what is it that, keeps coming back up for you? Maybe you're working too hard on something that is not bringing back the good things to you. Now, for some of you, this absolutely could be about, a job from the past that's coming back through and, you're getting to show off what you can do. Absolutely. But I look at Temperance in the present moment and think you're trying to find your inner balance. This is tempering the heart with the mind here, not veering, to one way or the other. Not being overly logical about things and getting heated or getting too overly emotional. It's the equilibrium, and that's what you're trying to find right now. Now, for some of you, it's, something happening in the past that keeps coming up that maybe you need to pay attention to so that you can start to find this balance again. But we'll see here. Okay. All right, and there we go. So the Seven of Cups in future conditions. and it's funny because I don't see you putting your attention to this. You have too many other things that you are working on. And I feel like with this being the overall, you are, busting your ass, doing what you feel like is necessary, but there are things that you're not paying attention to. With the Seven of Cups being in future conditions, this is about looking at how things could have been, right? I don't think that this is about options here. Because when you look at the Seven of Cups, you're talking about being content to fantasize rather than actually acting on something. But then the other thing is that you're talking about expectations on how things could be, but they're based in fantasy. It's not real. So it's like looking at something and go, yeah, it could have been this way, or things could have happened this way. And with the Six of Cups, I think that for some of you, you're having a hard time kind of like letting that go. And I think that you need to give it your attention. And it's not that you need to go into fantasy land here, but I think that, if you're trying to find equilibrium and balance over something that happened in the past, going into the coulda, woulda, shoulda is not going to help you. This is, you're going to have to look at this now and you're going to have to deal with it. A lot of you, what I feel like is you're just working. But in the background and what is going on with you emotionally and what is happening within your mind is all the things that could have happened or all the things that you could have done, and I feel like that is where the focus needs to go. Your best path to follow, the Knight of Swords, damn man. Now, for some of you, with that being your advice, first of all, we're talking about direct action, but this is action with conviction. It's not being too hasty because you're not really doing anything. And that's the problem, other than working. Now, if you're trying to find your balance, but you're still thinking about how things could have been, then maybe, the way to kind of deal with this is to speak up and say something and be very direct with what you're trying to communicate. Because this is your advice. This is the action that you need to take. So I feel like there's something that you need to say. You need to come out and say. Instead of thinking about, what could happen if you do this or what could have happened. This is like needing to speak up and speak your truth. Seriously. Damn, man. Oh, yeah. All right. And there you are. So the Devil. And with Temperance, I don't think to me, this doesn't look like a situation where we're talking about moderation or balance. Or I should say, yeah, you are trying to keep your balance or you're trying to find balance, but it's not about, the negative things that are going on with you. I think that this is external. The Devil being in your environment, this is about, the negative thoughts, especially with the Six of Cups and the Seven of Cups. The negative emotions, the negative things that you've been through, the negative things that you had to try to find balance out of. And it's like you're going back and looking at how things could have been. But rather than doing that, I think that you need to speak up about something that you continue to deal with for some time. And I think that this is about a person. I think it's about this being external to you, but directly affecting you. I don't think it's about, the negative things in your life or you being too focused on the material, right? And I hate the fact that that's your card. I don't think that has anything to do with you at all, other than the fact that you had to deal with it. So clearly here, I feel like something bad happened to you, but there's still like happy memories, but in the present moment, you're trying to Get your own equilibrium back and not allow this to have hold over you anymore, but you're still thinking about how things could have been. And it almost makes me feel like the situation is over with, but yet you're still dealing with the negative effects of it. You know? And it's not that easy to kind of let go of because you keep going to the past. Damn, man. And it makes sense looking at the Knight of Swords. Like, if this was happening to you, this is like an, oh, hell no, I'm going to speak my truth. Wow. Wow, Cap. Your hopes and your fears, the Page of Wands. And that is the only thing that I see in here that is something that you would allow to have power over you. If you get communication that is what you feel like you want to hear, are you going to allow the devil back into your space? You know, and I think that for a lot of you, you're trying to keep yourself in check here. And with the Page of Wands, right, it definitely could be about somebody wasting your time. Coming through, saying everything that you want to hear. You know, and I say that because of the devil and everything that's lining up here. What are you giving your attention to? What is it that you're trying to work so hard at? You know, or is this you just kind of working while all of this shit is going on and trying so hard not to give attention to somebody who is wasting your time? Because I do feel like that Page of Wands is something that you want, but you know is not going to lead you down a path that's going to be healthy for you. Because you've already been there. With that Six of Cups, you know this. You've already dealt with this. You've already been down this road. You've already done this. You know, but I think that if this does come through, this kind of communication comes through, first of all, somebody is wasting your time, but I also think that it throws you into a place where you're thinking about, well, maybe, well, no. No. Because there is a side to all of this that's not being spoken up about. And that's where you're needing to come in and go, oh, hell no. This is what I've had to experience because of you. And now you want to communicate with me? Wow, man. And I'm going to say it again. It's a general reading. You will know if this is your situation. Yeah. Oh, man. And it would make sense. It would make sense that you're needing a break from all of this. Oh, and then coming out the Page of Swords. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, normally, with the Page of Wands, I don't go there. Like, I don't go to that place of somebody's just telling you what you want to hear. I have to see something in order to indicate that. And everything that you have going on here is saying that that is exactly what is happening. And with the Page of Swords, you're not getting the information that you need. You know, it bothers me. The Page of Swords, again, you're talking about the things that you don't want to hear. You're talking about you needing to find out more. Having everybody, I'm telling you, you guys are not the only ones dealing with this. People are wanting to have their questions answered. I need to understand. I need more information. But with the Page of Swords, you're not going to get what you want to hear. You know, and now it's time to kind of come out of this idea of how things could have been. Because it's not real. And nothing that this person is telling you is, you know. And then the King of Wands, well, there's your culprit right there. Because, yeah, that is external to you. And you've put too much into this. You've put too much time, too much energy, and too much focus into this. Judgment with the Six of Cups. This is you trying to lay the past to rest. But yet it's being brought back up. But I think it's because somebody is, you know, Wasting your time. They are wasting your time. They're doing this on purpose. You're going back and you're looking at everything. But the problem is where you end up at, it makes you think that maybe things could have worked out or maybe things could have happened in a different way. But it's not real. And with the Page of Swords, right, this person is not going to tell you what you need to hear. They're only going to tell you what they feel like you want to hear. Now, with the Nine of Wands and looking at Temperance with the Devil, you are trying really hard here not to let this back through. There are definitely some things that, you're not going to let down or let go. Because we're talking about, the wall being put up here, you protecting yourself, and being very cautious about what you allow into your life. But with the King of Wands, yeah, I feel like you're trying to guard yourself against this person here. Male, female, fire sign, doesn't matter to me, but this is definitely somebody who is, not committed, doesn't pay attention to details. And with the Page of Swords, yeah, they're full of shit. Like, I don't know how else to put that. They're not going to speak the truth. You're going to have to be the one to speak that truth. If they're not going to see it accurately, then you're the one that's going to have to say, look, maybe things could have been that way. Maybe things could have been better, but I can't allow you back into my life because I'm telling you, you're being affected by this, or you have been affected by this. And I don't like him. I don't like him in connection to all of this, especially with that damn Page of Swords. Wow, Cap. You guys are going to have to let me know. But again, right, general message. If you're not dealing with somebody who you feel like is wasting your time, then this reading is not for you. But they're coming back through here and you're being forced to look at things. And I think that you don't want to. I think that you've put enough time and effort into this. And I think that you need to start paying attention to other things. More specifically, paying attention to yourself and giving yourself a time out from this. Because again, somebody wasting your time, right? And then solar plexus. So resilience, right? You're going to have to bounce back from this. You can bounce back from this. And you can bounce back in a way where you get to flourish and you get to feel better about your sense of self and your direction. And not allowing somebody to continue to waste your time. Man, oh man. And then fogged in, go slow, take time. So, but it's them doing this to you. So you're overcoming these obstacles. You're trying to move forward, but they're trying to fog you in, so to speak. So don't, do anything too quickly. Like, I don't think that that's the case with the Knight of Swords, but I do think that there's something that they need to hear in a very direct and harsh way, especially if they end up coming out in the end not answering your questions or not giving you the full truth or the full story, so to speak. But you can bounce back from this and you can flourish in your life.